Sairam students, and welcome back to this class. Today we'll be doing the lesson from Beehive, that is lesson 11, If I Were You, written by Douglas James. So first, let's understand something about the author. Sir Douglas James Jardine was a British colonial administrator holding the posts of Governor of North Borneo, Sierra Leone, and the Leeward Islands during his career. So he was holding this administrative position. The famous works that he is known for are basically the Handbook of Cyprus 1913 and 1919, The Mad Mullah of Somaliland 1923, Memorandum on Indirect Rule and the System of Administration of the Natives of North Borneo 1935, and this particular lesson that we'll be doing, it's a drama, If I Were You. So these are his famous works. During this posting, he accompanied the British mission to the coronation of Empress Zodito of Abyssinia in 1917 and was awarded the OBE, that is an Order of the British Empire Award, in the year 1918. So this is about the author. Moving ahead, let's understand what this basic, the drama is about. The theme of this particular play or drama is about. The theme of the play emphasizes the significance of intelligence, the presence of mind, and a cool head in situation of crisis. So how you use your intelligence and your presence of mind. Panic complicates matters, but cool temperament can help on wriggle out of the tight corners with ease. So if you panic, you will complicate the matters more. But however, if you are cool, use your presence of mind, use your intelligence, you can come out of any kind of tight situations very easily. Criminals who mastermind the crimes can also be outwitted because they have a fear of being detected and caught by law. So this story something deals with criminals. So these criminals can also be outwitted if you are fearless and you use your intelligence perfectly. Hence, a tactful planning and handling of a situation can trap even the so-called smart criminal. So if you have proper planning, proper presence of mind to deal with the situation as it is needed, you can outsmart even the smartest of the criminals. So this is the basic theme of this particular lesson. Now moving ahead, let's see who are the main characters in this particular drama or in this particular play. First is Gerard. He is a playwright by profession who has a great presence of mind. He was successful in trapping the intruder. So intruder is one person. Another character is intruder. Who is an intruder? A person who enters into your house or your premises without permission, that is forcefully. So this intruder is one more character. So he is a criminal who specializes in stealing jewelry. He intrudes into the cottage of Gerard to kill him and take on his identity. So this is another character in the story, in the play. So you can understand what kind of a play this is or drama the author has tried to put up. So let's begin, students. Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. An intruder, who is a criminal, enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Does he succeed? So this is the plot. Okay, this is a plot, this is a situation given where Gerard lives, and he wants, and this intruder who enters his cottage wants to take Gerard's identity. So how does he succeed or not? The scene here is a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right, which may be curtained. Another door to the left must be a practical door. So the back is curtained, there are curtains put up, and there is a door. So this is the scene, okay, of the play. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two, and a divan rather upstage on the right. On the table is a telephone. So you can visualize what kind of a scene it is. There is a table, there are two chairs put there. There is a divan. Divan is like a bed put there, which is used for sitting. And there is a telephone on the table. So this is the scene that the author has created. When the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is of medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. He is dressed in a lawn suit and a great coat. His voice is cultured. Okay, this is the background that is given where he is standing when the curtain rises. He is standing there. He is of medium height with glasses on. He is wearing a suit and a great coat, and his voice is very cultured, very mannered. Okay, well mannered voice. He is talking over the phone. Let's start now. Gerard. Well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I'll still be here, but you mustn't count on that. In about 10 minutes' time, righto, goodbye. So this is the conversation he's having with someone over the phone. He says that he would be there maybe in 10 minutes' time, and he waves goodbye to him. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left, where there is a travelling bag, and starts packing. Whilst he is thus engaged, another man, similar in build to Gerard, enters from the right silently, revolver in hand. So he is mainly going somewhere, traveling somewhere, so he starts packing his bag. At the same moment, there is another person who enters with a revolver in hand. He is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps accidentally against the table, and at the sound, Gerard turns quickly. So he enters, he is very flashily dressed, okay, in an overcoat, and he has worn a hat. He accidentally bumps, he dashes against the table, and that sound alerts Gerard, and he turns quickly. Gerard pleasantly. Why, this is a surprise, Mr. Intruder. I'm glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. So now Gerard is wondering who this person is, and he just greets him very pleasantly. But the intruder says that he would not be very pleased for a long time. He says, put those paws up, put, that is, hands up, because he had a revolver in hand. Gerard, this is all very melodramatic, not very original, perhaps, but Intruder, trying to be calm and So Gerard says this is very melodramatic, very sensational entry, maybe very dramatic. It's not original. It doesn't seem original. So what? So now he's intruder trying to be calm and he continues. Gerard. Nonchalant is your word, I think. Nonchalant means appearing very casual without any feelings or emotions. So he addresses the intruder saying that he had no kind feelings. His appearance was very casual. Intruder, thanks a lot. You will soon stop being smart. I'll make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See? So intruder says that in some time you will uh, end up all your smartness, and he would make him crawl down, and he wanted to know a few things. What were they? Gerard, anything you like. I know all the answers. But before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. So Gerard answers telling him that I would give you whatever you ask for, whatever you want, but he would change his position because he was not in a very comfortable situation. So he wanted to change his position. Intruder, sit down there and no funny business. Motions to a chair and seats himself on the divan by the bag. Now then, we'll have a nice little talk about yourself. So the intruder stops him and says, you will sit where you are and no acting very funny or smart. He actions to a chair. He seats himself on the divan near the bag. Now he tells that let's have a quick talk, a nice talk about yourself. He wanted to know something more about Gerard. Gerard, at last a sympathetic audience. I'll tell you the story of my life. How as a child I was stolen by the gypsies, and why at the age of 32 I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. How? So Gerard felt that okay, he sat down and he said that finally there is somebody who would listen to me. There's some audience, some sympathetic audience who would listen to my story. He says that he would love to speak about himself, how as a child he was taken away by the gypsies. Who are gypsies? They are these nomadic people who keep traveling from place to place. And why at the age of 32 he is alone. He is staying alone in this particular cottage. Intruder, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone? Well, do you? So intruder was not very much interested about his entire life. He just asked him whether he was staying alone in that particular cottage. Gerard, I'm sorry. I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. Intruder with emphasis. Do you live here alone? So Gerard said that I'm very sorry. I thought you were just telling me something and not asking me anything. And the question of inflection. Inflection means a rise or fall in the sound of a person's voice. And he also told that your voice is very unfamiliar. But the intruder stuck to his question, asking him, do you live here alone? He just wanted to know that. Gerard, and if I don't answer? Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. So Gerard said that if he does not answer, what would he do? The intruder said that I know that you are very smart. You have enough sense that you would not want to get hurt, because he was having a revolver in hand. Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. So he said you need a good sense to show the ability to avoid pain and not just the desire that you don't want any kind of pain. So what do you think? He was trying to ask his name because the intruder had not mentioned anything about himself. Intruder. Never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. What are your Christian names? Gerard, Vincent, Charles. So he said, you don't bother about my name, but I would like to know your Christian names. And Gerard answered, Vincent, Charles. Intruder. Do you run a car? Gerard replies, no. So now the questions begin. Do you run a car? He says, no. Intruder. That's a lie. You're not dealing with a fool. I am as smart as you and smarter, and I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. So now the intruder says that he was speaking lie. He was driving a car. He knew that Gerard drove a car, but he also said that he was smart enough and even smarter than him. So be very careful. Gerard, are you American or is that merely a clever imitation? Intruder, listen, this gun's no toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. So Gerard asked in the intruder whether he was an American or he was just imitating. Here the intruder said that this gun was not a toy, it was an actual gun. So it can hurt anyone even without killing that person. So you still be very careful because he would get his answers anyway. So he was warning Gerard that he would get the answers anyway and to be careful when he is speaking to him. Now what he is doing ahead, what kind of questions he's asking him, how he's trying to threaten Gerard, we'll continue it in the next class. Till then, just go through the lesson once again, students. We'll continue it in the next class. So now you will get a link here wherein you have to answer the questions given in that link and submit the same. Thank you.